You all have probably noticed the trend where something will happen in the US or even the world for that matter, and it will capture a news cycle, and then all of a sudden it'll be gone. There won't be any additional details that come out. You won't find out any additional kernels of truth. For whatever reason, the media has moved on to something else. And there have been things that happened 6 months ago, like in Butler, PA, that I've had some questions about. I've wondered about some of the details associated with that event. One of the things that I've wondered about is what equipment was this guy using when he made his attempt? There were some details that came out when the event occurred that he was using an AR-15, but what about that AR-15? What brand was he using? What model? What optic did he have? And I'm super thankful for people out there like Tucker Carlson, who just today released a video in which we actually found out some of those details. Check out this first clip.
And it's helpful to know what he had. So he had, I think it was a DPMS AR-15, like pretty vanilla off the shelf. I had wondered for a long time what his optic was.
Yes.
Was he using iron sights? Because to me, that makes all the difference.
It does.
For like a layman between hard and easy. He only had a red dot on it. So he had a hollow sun red dot with a 2 MOA red dot, no magnification.
So one of the things that I remember hearing in the immediate aftermath was, yes, he had an AR-15 and he made this shot with iron sights. There were all of these people that were going on the news talking about, the difficulty or the ease of taking a shot like that using iron sights. And now we hear that he indeed had some type of optic. It was just a red dot, no magnification, but he had an optic. It wasn't iron sights. And we now also know specifically what type of AR-15 he was running. And when you listen to the media, it's always this generic AR-15 type of weapon. Now we actually know which brand, and it's not a really expensive brand. I think a lot of those DPMSs can be had for under $1,000. So we're not talking about some kind of, high-end rifle that was being used. One of the other things that we know is that, of course, the person that made the attempt did not leave Butler, PA, right? We know that. But what exactly happened to him? Who took the shot? Where was he hit? All of that kind of stuff. And in this interview from Tucker, we actually get a lot of those details. I'm not going to share all of that, but there are a few clips that I do want to play. And this first one is kind of interesting.
And it hit him in the lip, goes through the face, out the neck, but then back into his back. And they recovered a fragment of the mushroomed bullet from Crooks's body.
So over the course of this interview, Tucker and his guests actually dissect specifically what happened, where the counter snipers were and were not located, what areas they had coverage of, who did and did not take the shot. And like many of you, I watched the footage on the day and the day after of this attempt, and we saw two guys, one laying down and one kind of up on his knee. We learned that those two never actually saw the person that made the attempt. It was some other guy that had responsibility for a different quadrant that actually heard what happened and was able to pivot and orient himself to the attacker and take the shot. So again, just interesting kind of stuff. But one of the other questions I then had was, well, what equipment was this guy using? We actually know the answer, kind of, sort of, to that question.
300 Win Mag.
Wow.
That's a big boy gun.
That's a scary gun.
So it's 300 Win Mag.
Really? Is that what they use?
Yeah, Black Hills ammunition. So the cartridge was Black Hills. Yeah. It was a 210 grain hollow point tip on it.
Again, super thankful for people like Tucker that aren't part of the mainstream media, but are able to answer questions that I think many people actually have and many people would love to hear a little bit about. It's part of the reason why I actually am a member of Tucker's platform, because he does amazing interviews. And if you haven't listened to the full interview, if you haven't had a chance to do it, seek it out, because I really do think that it's interesting. With that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thanks for watching. Take care.